We're back with Senior Vice President of Public Affairs at Hawaiian Electric Company.
Were there any instances that you saw the Live Aloha program making a true impact, where you saw actual results in people's lives happening?
The ones I'd get back a lot were traffic. I mean, I think all of us are struggling with the fact that we hear more horns than we've ever heard before. They're still rare here, but you hear them. People are just cutting in traffic, and, you know, a lot of us are very frustrated by that, especially if you like play by the rules, right? You stay in the lane you're supposed to and merge when you're supposed to. And, you know, for me, it's coming out of downtown, heading up New Wanupali, right by Central, right before Central Intermediate there, you know, by the Hawaiian Telephone. It's crossover Baratang. You know, if you stay in the lane you're supposed to, you're backed up down Alakea, and at the last minute, people swoop in from both sides. And yeah, I used to get really irritated. I'd like try to cut people off or not give them room, and I'd be very angry when they got in. So I put the bumper sticker on my car, and so every day I go there now, and I try to make sure I let somebody in. And the reality is most days there's nobody to let in, because people actually in Hawaii follow the rules pretty well and very courteous. But when you let somebody in, you feel good about it. I'm not angry anymore. I drive up to Pali listening to the music. And I had a number of people come and tell me, you know, as soon as they put it on, they had like this obligation to let people in. You know, and they would tell me it reduced their irritation at traffic, because it was like the goal was to do something for somebody else rather than sitting there counting the people who you were angry at because they were cutting. You know, and you know, most of that anger ends up just hurting you. It doesn't really do anything to the person who just cut you off. They don't care. They're sailing off to wherever. So all that anger and frustration you got is all on you. And so, I mean, that was, there was a guy, First Hawaiian General Wolf, Herb Wolf. He came in and he punched me in the arm, and I go, "What was that for, General?" He goes, "I had to be nice in traffic the other day, you know. I had to let somebody in." And I go, "Good," you know, he got the bumper sticker on. So that's the one I hear the most. That one and the return the shopping cart. You know, people always joke, return my shopping cart. I go, good for you. But, you know, when you think about that one, the attitude of just leaving your cart, blocking a stall, you know, just sort of says other people pick up after me. I don't have to care, as opposed to putting it back, which says when I use something, I put it back in place for the next person to use it, and my use doesn't trouble anybody else. So, I mean, even in something little, there's a lot in terms of how you view life and what you accept as your responsibility.
You know, your message is just so awesome, because the thing that I got from is it can be so small, but yet it makes you feel so good. Right. And, you know, that brings me to the next question, because you are involved with so many nonprofit organizations. We asked so many people, why do you do it? They said, it makes me feel good. Yeah. Why did you start getting involved with these nonprofit organizations, and how do you balance your time to give a little bit to so much?
I think the easy part is it balanced off for me some of the business decisions, which sometimes had to be more on dollars and cents and black and white, and you had to make them. But the work with not-for-profits is just, you know, it's just a gift, and you do feel great. But also, you know, the way not-for-profits make it is a lot of people donating a lot of their time and energy. I mean, even if they have a paid staff, the board and volunteers are the reasons why most of those organizations ultimately can make it. So it's also very important, if you value what the Boys and Girls Club does or what Helping Hands does, to be able to help make the organization. As far as balancing your time, you just have to do that. I mean, you have to find the family time, and you have to sort of core around that, and you can't let that be disturbed, and you got to do the job, and then you've got to find time for the other things that fill you up inside, that make you feel better. And it's not a question of you know, can you balance? You have to find a way to balance in order to enjoy life and to work through it.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.